Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today, as promised, I bring you the product that was voted on the most from my last video, and that was the DRMTLGY Luminous Eye Corrector. Now, if you've been on Instagram Reels, you have seen this, okay? You have seen this be used, been advertised, and it really caught my attention, not just because of what it claims to do, but also the way that it looked on the particular video that I was watching. That is what really caught my attention. And of course, I asked you guys about it and you guys said you wanted to see a review. So here we are. Now this retails for $44 US. It is quite pricey and it only comes in 4 different color correcting shades. I purchased 2 of the shades. I have medium as well as tan. I'm going to be swatching them for you so that you see exactly what each shade looks like on my complexion. As far as what it does, it is supposed to immediately eliminate darkness around the eye, not just the under eye area, but also above, like just all around the lid, the under eye, everything. Now, the thing that really caught my attention is that it has an SPF infused into it. So not only are we going to be color correcting the under eye area, but we are also going to be protecting it from harmful UV rays, stuff that we see, stuff that we experience on a regular basis. I wear SPF all over the face, and sometimes I do kind of bring it up a little bit, but I never get it around the eye area just because I'm afraid that it's going to burn, and sometimes it has, and so that's why I kind of avoid my SPF underneath the eyes, unless it's the Super Goop. The Super Goop here, I have a little tiny one here that I keep on my table. This is what I use on a regular basis, the Unseen Sunscreen from Super Goop. When I use this underneath the eyes, it doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't irritate the under eye area, but I don't really bring it up very far. However, this is meant to be brought up all the way. You know, it's meant for around the eyes. And so the product itself is very unique. Based on what I've read as far as the description goes, it is not a concealer. It is not a concealer. It is more of like a skincare color corrector that you can reapply throughout the day. It's not supposed to cake. It's not supposed to settle. It's supposed to give you a more smooth and even effect underneath the eyes, especially on top of darkness, right? On top of any hyperpigmentation, dark circles, that kind of thing. It claims to be a formula that's gentle enough for sensitive skin, which is appreciated since we are going to be using this around the eyes. They also have a how it differs from concealer section on the website. I'm assuming because a lot of people perhaps get the two mixed up. The color corrector, it is specifically designed not to blend into complexion, but to cancel out bluish tones. It also has broad spectrum protection with SPF 41, which concealers don't typically have. It's hydrating and packed with anti-aging ingredients that are going to visibly smooth out fine lines and wrinkles. It also doesn't settle into fine lines, no cakey under eyes. We'll see about that. It has a smooth consistency, which means that it's going to blend out a lot easier. And it also is going to depuff tired eyes with the cooling tip applicator. So let's get into it. So this is what the packaging looks like, very luxurious, and it has a little pump so that you can pump out the amount that you want to then place underneath the eyes. And this is the cooling tip that they're talking about. So if you're having an excessively puffy-eyed morning, I would probably pop this in the fridge for a few minutes before going in and then just giving myself a nice cooling massage underneath the eyes. So let's go ahead and swatch these. I'm going to start off with medium. Like I said, it's a little pump. Oh, there it is, right there. All right, so the top is tan, the bottom is medium. I'm not too sure about this. The thing with this is that you can reapply it throughout the day, right? Perfect, love that. However, it is a color correcting shade. It's not meant to blend into the complexion as stated per their website. So what am I going to do? What are we going to do? Because you can't walk around with like an orange corrector without covering it up a little bit, you know? That's why a concealer gets placed on top of a color corrector. I don't really want to mix the two because I don't want to recommend a product, like let's say it does work out. I don't want to recommend a product that you have to buy 2 different shades of, especially when they're $44 each, you know? That's what it looks like together. It doesn't look any better. Like, it doesn't look like my complexion or anything like that. So let me think of how I'm gonna do this. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna wear both shades, one under each eye. That's how we're gonna test it out today. So I'm gonna start off with this and then of course move on with the rest of my makeup. And then that way I'm not gonna set the under eye area or anything like that because I do want to see what this looks like as we reapply, or we can reapply throughout the day, so I do want to reapply at least once. And I want to see what that looks like, and if I set it, it's going to be a cakey mess, you know? Because it's going to be this product, and then it's going to be powder, and then if you put more cream product on top of that, it's just going to turn into a paste, which we do not want underneath the eyes. So I'm simply going to just apply this under the eye and then leave it alone. I mean, according to the website, it's not supposed to settle into fine lines, it's not supposed to look cakey, and it's supposed to blend out seamlessly. So we're gonna start off with the right side. I'm pumping out very little. So that's the amount that I plan on using under each eye, which is literally like not even a full pump. It's like half a pump. So let's start off over here. This is very cooling and it feels really nice underneath the eye. I'm just gonna spread it out with this applicator and then blend it out with, I guess, my finger? Little goes a long way, as you can clearly see. Okay, so now we're just going to blend it out. It is giving me that like bright highlighted under eye, which I don't particularly love, honestly. Don't love it, at least not in a corrector. So it feels nice and light. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel excessively hydrating. It seems and it feels like it might actually stay in place. However, the shade, it's giving gray. So maybe tan might work best for us. Let's try tan over on the left side. See if it doesn't look too orange. That's like my only thing with this, is that it might look a little bit too orange, but let's try it out. Maybe it doesn't. A little bit of this goes a long way, as you can clearly see. I'm not, like I said, I'm barely doing like a little pump of the product, and it is definitely dispensing more than enough. Let's go ahead and blend this side out. So now that I'm blending it out, it doesn't look excessively orange. So tan might actually be a better shade. Ooh, I love that so much more. I mean, you know, the difference isn't so like completely crazy. But I do like that it looks brightened up. Not necessarily like super bright, but it has brightened up. And it does look just a bit better because it does look a little bit more subtle and it doesn't look as gray. All right, so now that we have both shades under the eyes, I kind of want to take this off and apply tan underneath both eyes, since I think that that is the one that is the winner for me. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this off and apply tan underneath the eye instead. That looks much better. I like this shade because even though it does have, you know, like that peachy undertone to it, once you blend it out, it doesn't look like excessively peach or excessively pink or excessively color corrected. All right, so now that I have it on, let me zoom you all in so that you can get a good close-up look underneath the eyes. Okay, so here's the under eye area. It's already starting to settle a little bit, so I'm gonna have to, you know, just blend it out again with my finger. But it looks really nice and light and hydrated, and it's doing a pretty good job at color correcting underneath the eyes. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, let me jump off camera, finish the rest of my makeup. It's gonna be very nice, light, cream type makeup today. I'm not gonna apply like any heavy powders, or I'm not really gonna do a whole lot of setting today, because I do want to match the under eye area. I don't want everything to look very nice and glam, and then the under eye is just kind of like more natural. I wanna match that. So it's gonna be a lighter makeup kind of day. And yeah, let me take care of that and I'll be right back. All right, I am back and I really like my makeup today, okay? I like my makeup today. However, do we see the settling? It does absolutely settle. I always kind of side-eye any product that claims to not settle into fine lines. Like, it's impossible. It's impossible. I don't think I've ever tested a product that truly doesn't settle at all. Like, at all. It's going to settle, and it's okay that it settles into fine lines. Just, you know, don't say it doesn't. That's the only thing I ask for, honestly. Like I said, we are going very light with it today, and I'm excited. I'm excited to wear it for two reasons. One, it's very nice, light, natural, which can be perfect for an everyday if it works out. And for two, we have the option to reapply throughout the day. So I am going to test that out. You are going to see me back here under natural lighting though, of course, as you guys know, in about 4 hours or so, like 4 or 5 hours, to do a quick check-in, see what the under eye area is doing, see what we're looking like under natural lighting. So I will see you back here in a few hours for my midday check-in. All right, I am back for a quick midday check-in. It is currently 2:34 in the afternoon. I completely forgot to tell you guys when we started. It was around 11:30, I think. It was like 11:34, 11:30. I don't remember. I looked at the time once I was done filming the morning portion of this video. And then I realized that I didn't tell you guys what time it was. But anyway, we're going to say we started around 11:30. It's now 2:30. So I've had this on for what? Just 3 hours. Is that right? Yeah, 3 hours. So, you know, not necessarily halfway through the day, but pretty close. This is what the under eye area currently looks like. So as you can see, it is settling heavily into my fine lines, and it was doing that in the morning too. I remember I had to like kind of do one of these numbers a couple of times. It's nothing that you cannot resolve with just a little bit of like, you know, blending out with your finger. And I don't think that it makes it completely disappear. Sometimes over the years, different products that I've tried, you blend them out a little bit halfway through the day, and they just kind of like, they're gone. Coverage is gone. It's like you don't have anything on anymore. This one doesn't seem to be doing that. And you see just a little bit with the finger, blending it out, and it looks fine. Let's add a little bit more, since it does say that you can reapply as needed throughout the day. So let me grab it. And remember, we're using the shade Tan. Not gonna do even just like a little, not even half a pump, just barely tapping the pump. This is how much comes out. So I guess that's like the one thing that I don't necessarily love about this product, but instead of just doing it under one eye, I'm gonna do that under both eyes. So I guess I take it back. It's fine because you can use it underneath both eyes. Okay, so now let's just blend it out. I'm using my camera as a mirror right now. Let's see how this blends out. I mean, based on what I'm seeing, it's blending out pretty well. Doesn't look like we're being left with any like stamp marks. You guys know how much I hate stamp marks. So there's one side done. Ooh, okay. Okay, not bad. Not too bad at all. Now let's do the other side. I put too much in the inner corner. Okay, so there it is. It looks fine. It looks fresh again, if you will. Looks like I just put it on once more. And yeah, they're right. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look like too much. So far, I've enjoyed wearing it. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like much. It honestly just feels like an eye cream more than makeup, more than anything else. So it's been very comfortable underneath the eyes. The only thing, it's the settling in between the fine lines. That's definitely been there the entire time. So I will wear this for obviously a few more hours. I'll give this about 5 more hours or so. So I'll see you guys back here around 7:30, maybe even after that, to see what we ended the day with. I'll be back in a few. All right, I am finally back for my end of day check-in with you guys. It is, I didn't forget this time. It is 7:53 in the evening, and I am tired. I am ready to go to bed soon. It's been a good day, but it's been a long day. So before I get into what I think about this product after wearing it for an entire day, let me bring you guys really nice and close so that you can get a good look at the under eye area. All right, so this is what the under eye area currently looks like, and this is the settling in between fine lines. So now that you've gotten a close-up look, what do I think? I think that I will continue to use this up just so that I can use it all up and get my money's worth. But personally, I don't feel like I would be repurchasing this. Wearing this underneath a concealer, I don't think would work just simply because of the way that it's settled in between fine lines. I feel like it just would not go very well together with a concealer. Because it does settle in between fine lines, I constantly felt the need to do this. I didn't wear anything along my lower lash because I just knew that for one, I was going to be reapplying it just to test that out. And for two, if it did settle or continue to settle like it had when I first applied it, I didn't want anything underneath my eyes, because if I would have been doing this the entire time, then everything else would have gotten smudged, and it just would not have been a good time underneath the eyes. So I like the concept. I like the whole skincare with a color corrector with an SPF. It all sounds amazing. However, it just didn't wear the way that I'd hoped. I knew that I wasn't going to get a ton of coverage with this because it specifically states that it's not a concealer. It's just a color corrector. And also you could reapply throughout the day. So I was like, all right, then it's not meant to be a full coverage all day type of situation. But it also said that it wouldn't settle, which it did. It settled in between my fine lines all day long. So I was constantly having to rub that away. And also I feel like because it settles and you have to rub it away, it's just, not only is it annoying for the price, but I also feel like you're going to need to use more throughout the day. And if you use this over and over throughout the day, it's just going to go really quickly, and it's not cheap. It's not cheap. I mean, $44 and you get 0.25 fluid ounces worth of product, which is it's not a whole lot. So, I mean, I would just kind of weigh both sides if you are looking into this, or if you're like me and you saw the sponsored content on Instagram. Is it a horrible product? No, absolutely not. However, it is not cheap. Like I said, it's a little on the pricier side. It's pricier, and you need to reapply throughout the day to keep the same amount of coverage. You also have to make sure that you're blending away any of the settling that happens in between fine lines. I mean, I don't know. I might give this another shot, just using it in different ways to see if I can get it to work like I've done in previous videos with previous reviews. I will let you guys know in the pinned comment down underneath this video to let you know whether I got it to work, and if I did get it to work, how I got it to work. And then of course, if I didn't get it to work, you'll see that there too. So give me a couple more weeks. I'm going to continue to try it. I'll continue to try it with I don't know, a concealer on top, or maybe even setting it throughout the day. Maybe that might help. And if I can get it to work and if I can get it to look really good, then I might do an updated video. But as it stands right now, it's good, not great. You know, it's good for like an everyday, like just put something on so that you look a little bit more put together and the darkness underneath the eyes or around the eyes isn't so in your face or so in everyone else's face. It's great for that, but that's about it. So, you know, yeah. So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's product review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future reviews, future videos. Also, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't. And you can also follow me over on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you guys over there. As always, take care, my loves, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.